The government want a slice of your dividends and your investment gains from April 2024. Let me explain how to protect yourself against this. From April 2024, the threshold for dividend tax is going to come crashing down to £500 per year, and the threshold for capital gains is getting cut in half to £3,000. That means you'll get taxed on any dividends you earn over the £500 threshold and on any asset gains over £3,000. Is this you thinking, so what, because you don't make that much? Well, think again. You may not be hitting these thresholds yet, but trust me, you will be soon if you're investing for the long term. I thought that these thresholds were miles away when I first started investing in 2020, but I'm now well above £500 per year in dividends and would be affected by the dividend tax this year. To put these changes into perspective, in 2016 you could earn £5,000 per year in dividends before paying tax. Anything over the £5,000 was then taxed at 7.5% for the ordinary rate, 32.5% for the upper rate, and 38.1% for the additional rate. So for example, if you made £5,100, the £100 above the threshold would be taxed based on whichever tax band you were in. But imagine giving the government 38p of every £1 in dividends that you make, when you're the one putting in 100% of the money and taking on all the risk. Surely you want to keep the gains so that you can reinvest it and grow your portfolio. If we look at the recent history of dividend tax, then it doesn't look good for investors. In 2018, the threshold dropped to £2,000 per year, and in 2022, the tax rate on dividends above this threshold rose by 1.25%. From 2023, the news got worse. The threshold before paying dividend tax dropped to £1,000, and guess what? From 2024, this will drop to £500. If this continues, then maybe in the near future we'll pay dividend tax on all dividends that we receive. Now let's do some maths on this. The average dividend yield of the FTSE 100 is 3.84%. So if you have a portfolio size of approximately £13,000, then chances are that you'll make over £500 this year in dividends, and the dividend tax is coming for you. Now the simple solution to all of this is to get your investments in a stocks and shares ISA as soon as possible. Why? Because you pay absolutely no dividend tax on any of the dividends that you receive. A stocks and shares ISA will also protect you from that falling capital gains threshold, which is when you sell a stock. Any profit that you make is seen as capital gain, and the threshold for that is coming down to £3,000. But it was £11,700 in 2018, then £12,000 in 2019, and remained around £12,000 until April 2023. Now I understand that especially for you new investors, you might think that you're a while away from both the dividend tax and the capital gains tax, and I did too. In 2020, all I made was £44.99 in dividends, but that shot up to £926 in 2023. My capital gains in 2020 was only £362, but this was £3,477 in 2023, so you can see that it can quickly rise above these thresholds. The good news is that I now have all of my stocks wrapped up in a stocks and shares ISA, and would highly recommend that you do too if you're a long-term investor, as you'll likely hit these thresholds in the future. You can deposit up to £20,000 per year into an ISA, which is pretty generous considering it's around £1,600 per month in deposits. Hopefully this video will help you protect your dividends and capital gains from the government. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, then please remember to like and subscribe so that you get future stock analysis and tips.